Hello and welcome to my podcast. My name is Oluwadara and today we're going to be talking about health. Yes, I know that everybody is big on health. Even some people may not be very health conscious, some people may be. But then when we talk about health, people are like, yes, what about it? What's the new thing? How can I stay healthier? What are the things I need to do? Even though so many times we actually do follow those things. But then it's just nice to have information to say, oh, okay, maybe at the point where you now decide that, you know what, I want to be healthier. I already know what I need to do. So I think I like watching TV, and part of the shows, so I have like a whole lot of shows that I like watching, and one of it used to be, I don't think I enjoy it as much as I used to, my 600-pound life. And we see many people that are overweight, and then at some point they are watching, they're still eating their burgers. In fact, they're probably not even taking their health seriously, or it's a challenge to stay off junk food, and you're wondering, as big as you are, already at that point they probably already have complications, health challenges that they're facing. They're not as active as they used to be. There are a lot of things they want to do, but they're not able to do it. But then food just keeps going into the mouth. Fine, for some of them, it's underlining issues that they've not actually they've not dealt with. So they're using food as a form of suppressing those emotions, those thoughts. And then when the thought just comes, they just say, you know what, food is my happy place, and then they get food to eat. And then these food are not necessarily healthy options. So you're craving maybe bread, you're craving burgers, you're craving all those sodium filled, or should I say sugar filled foods, because of course with sugar you have a high influx of energy, you have your dopamine level is increased, and then you're happy. And who doesn't want to feel good? It's the dopamine is actually the feel good is it chemical? Yes, feel good chemical. So of course you have high influx of dopamine, you feel good for temporarily. When your mood begins to get lower, of course you go back to your dopamine rush. So but then I'm actually not going to be talking about those people today. I'm going to be talking about myself, because it's important we bring it home. So it's not just fine, we know that people on TV are not imaginary, especially for those shows, because we see their life, we interact with their families and all of that. But so growing up, I've been, I think for the past 10 years, that was it's over 10 years, the weight I was comfortable with was 70 kg. I remember in my physiology class, we did, of course, body composition, and they said in a 70 kg man, so 70 kg was like the ideal weight. So I just accepted my fate in 2008 that I was 70 kg, and I was like happy with it. I didn't have to do so many mathematics in terms of, okay, 70% of my body is water and all of that. So I was happy with my weight, 70 kg. But I like to eat healthy. I'm not very big on fast foods, because even then when I go out and when I eat when I eat foods from fast food restaurants, I easily get constipated. So maybe a bowl of jollof rice and chicken, and I'm getting back home, I'm wondering, first, the food is not even satisfying, and then two, I'm constipated, or I'm frequently visiting the toilet, and I'm wondering, please, why did I just waste my money buying food that was not going to do me any benefit or give me any benefit, or I have to go through this episode after eating that food? But it was just something that I continued. So I knew I was not a fan of restaurant eateries. So I like to cook my food myself, even though I didn't really have so many options of what to eat. But I find that eating my food cooked, home cooked meals were more satisfying to me. So that was how I was living my life. And then in 2019, of course, from time to time I check my weight. We go to 75 to 80. There's a time it was around 82 kg, and I was like, you know what, I needed to do something about my weight. But what I did then, even though it was effective, it didn't last because I didn't sustain it. So I've not yet gotten to my ideal weight. This is more like documenting the process of getting back to my 70 kg, because I think I like being 70 kg. Currently, I'm about 90 kg. It's not very obvious when you see me, but of course the scale says otherwise. I weigh 90 kg, and I'm looking for a miracle. So I actually want a drastic weight loss, but then I know that I'm trying to eat healthier now, like making conscious efforts or making conscious decisions to make sure that I get back to 70 kg. No pressure. Nobody's putting pressure on me, and I'm not going to take pressure from anybody. So even if anybody listens to this and you now want to take it as your responsibility to be reminding me or be checking up on me, have you lost your weight? Have you done this? Have you done this? I'm not going to take that from anybody. So I just wanted to clear that so that it doesn't feel as though I'm putting myself under any form of pressure to say, oh, because you said it out, people are now watching, trying to monitor your progress. Of course, it's good to monitor progress, but I'm not putting myself under any pressure. And then, so I'm making little changes. So I'm approaching it from the standpoint of something sustainable, something so that it's not just, oh, I've lost the weight and then I go back to my old weight. No. So I want to make sustainable changes. For example, I know that in this part of the world, currently recording this from Nigeria, we tend to eat a lot of seasoning. So artificial seasoning is good if they are natural. And I'm saying natural in the sense that you have your spices, you have your condiments, you know what is in it, not a cooked up, packaged, or a cooked up, processed seasoning sold in the market, sold by companies to say, oh, add this to your food, this will give you the magic, this will give you the aroma you want, this will give you what not. And then, because many times people don't look at the ingredients of what they are using to cook. There was one I looked at of recent, and everything was basically flavors, apart from monosodium glutamate. And of course, we know, if you don't know anything about monosodium glutamate, you can actually just read up on it so that I don't make this podcast very long. So monosodium glutamate is not very good according to science, and that is what you find in a lot of food, in a lot of condiments, in a lot of seasonings. So I decided, I know what, I was going to take that out of my food. I used to use a lot of, well, not a lot, but I always put seasoning in my food. That was like artificial seasoning now, or packaged seasoning in my food. And then this month, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to remove that from my meals. Even so, now I use my spices, I use my oregano, I use my parsley, I use my black pepper, I can't even remember the spices I use now, but I think I have about 5 to 6 that I use currently. And of course, I'm going to increase my stock, but that is what I use. And I'm basically retraining my taste bud to what food should be like. What exactly do I call sweet? Because fine, it's not, I don't say it's been difficult, because it's actually something that I decided to do. When something comes from your mind, or once the change happens in your mind, it becomes easier. So you say, I'm not going to do this, or your mind has played it out. Once you do this, this is the reward you get. These are the things you expect to get. These are the benefits of these actions, and then you can just train yourself to say, okay, you know what, this is what I'm going to do. So that's it. So that's what I decided to do. I want to make healthier options too, because in the olden days, they say our parent or our grandparents didn't use seasoning to cook, and their food actually always come out tasty. So where did we miss it? And then I decided that, you know what, I'm going to take it out. It's been, funny thing is, I'm actually not really missed it. Apart from my family members always laughing at me and saying that, so is this what you'll be cooking for your husband when you get married, and all of that, or those side comments that can be very annoying, but you just decide to ignore it, because of course I know what I'm doing. You may not understand it now, but I think I'm fine with what I'm doing. So yeah, that's I think I feel I've done this for over a week now, and I feel great with my body. Like I'm not seeing any obvious weight change, but of course you know how your body feels. My body feels better, and I'm happy with that. Of course, I will share progress as we go along in this journey. So maybe there's somebody else looking to make little changes that can affect their lives overall. I think this is a good place to start. Just eliminate monosodium glutamate. That's the Maggi, that we call it Maggi seasoning. I know if I say Maggi can be Maggi, no, Star, Madish. We have like several in the market, but of course I'm sure you know what I'm talking about as artificial or processed, prepackaged seasoning to say, oh, this will make your food tasty and whatnot. So eliminate that. I've not eliminated salt. I'm still using the normal processed iodized salt, although I try to reduce the quantity. So, and I know that it's been working, because also today we made rice and beans in the house, or they made rice and beans in the house, and I took a scoop, and I was already like, the seasoning in this food is too much. The seasoning in this food is too much. And they're like, what seasoning? It's perfect. Like, I don't feel it's too. They don't feel it's too much, but I can already feel it's too much. Like, I'm like, this thing is a lot. But that just goes to show that the training I'm giving my taste buds is working. I'm happy with that. So thank you for listening to my TED talk on health. I hope if you want to make those little changes and you stay safe, remember to wash your hands regularly. Yes, wash your hands regularly. Make sure that you're not exposing yourself and your family to danger. Make sure that you pray. Yes, make sure you pray. So I'll see you again on another broadcast. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.